What's up, Pikes Peak RC race news around the nation? It is Robbie here to give you guys the latest and greatest news for what's going on here, near, far, and abroad. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are already getting a good kick into the new year. It is 2026, and we are gonna start it off this week here at Matt Kyle's Faster Laps, 1130 Valley Street, Suite D. He'll be practicing tomorrow. So by the time you guys watch this video, probably a couple hours after this. But January 7th, he will be having practice. I want to say probably about 4 o'clock all the way up to 7 o'clock over there at the shop. You guys are more than welcome to come. $5 for practice, all 128 scales. Welcome, to include the micro B's and micro T's. All right, and if you guys don't know what a 128 scale is, they are tiny, but they are quick. They are no bigger, pretty much the same size as a full-size iPhone 17, 16, 15, whatever iPhone you got. All right, 128 scale. This is a, is this a tub chassis? Nope, this is a pan chassis. And this is the Reflex RX28. They're already up to the Gen 3. You can upgrade your Gen 2 to a Gen 3. There's also other chassis out there. John will be bringing out his RC28. You got Brian Cravens with the new Xbility. There's other chassis that are out there, Atomic as well. So again, many chassis for 128. Mainly these classes would be your 2500, your 3500 mod, going into the F1 and stuff like that. All right, but racing over there will be novice and box stock, and your novice and box stock are pretty much your Kyosho Mini Zs, your 128 scale Kyosho Mini Zs. Right now, the best chassis to get right now is the MR04, which is a newer version of the MR03. Everything that you would have to mod on an MR03 is pretty much already on the MR04. So just get the MR04. If you got the MR03, you're pretty much already updated already. Okay, so we got guys like Tom Prindle, Big Rich, and Jose. They got those new MR04s. All three of them got Corvettes of all three different color variations. Again, John will be trying out that new RC28. Brian's still testing and tuning his Xbility. So if you guys are out there tomorrow, most likely those guys will be out there practicing. We hope to see you guys out there. I fly out on the 8th, and I am not sure if I'm gonna make it out there to race or not. As much as I want to, I do not know. I don't know. I'll be pushing it as far as time goes. So I don't know. If I do make it out to our practice, I'll probably practice for about an hour or two, and then I'll head back here home, and then yeah, just get ready for my flight the next day. All right, so Cole's Hot Lap Hobbies, as you guys know, was closed today. Again, by the time you guys watch this video, it'll be January 7th, and you guys, he'll be open for business. So if you guys need anything or whatever racing he does have going on, go ahead, check him out over at Cole's Hot Lap Hobbies. He's got his schedule up, to include also Matt Kyle, for tomorrow and January 8th race. All right, so all I know is January 8th race starts at 6:30. It's $15 for the first class, $10 for each additional class, and we hope to see you guys there. All right, so again, I don't know if I'll go out there and practice or not. I'll see what's up. So that is the thing to do during this winter time frame, being indoors, hanging out with your friends over there at Faster Laps or Cole's Hot Lap Hobbies or any of the other racetracks going on. You got Eric Adams. He's got More Raceway. You got 5280. They're doing on-road and off-road, and to include Mini Z as well too. You got Justin over at Westminster. He's got his racing going on, 1RC Mini Z and Monster Truck. JT does his oval. I think he got into a little bit of Mini Z. I'm not sure yet. There is, I wouldn't say a new track. It is kind of one of those underground tracks, but it is a very nice track. If you guys go ahead, find them on Facebook. Kurt Bonilla found them, and he bought the new Traxxas drift car, the 180SX or the 240 or the 240SX. So yeah, he's trying that out over there, and he's tested on their open days. So it's called Opposition RC. I want to say it is on a Japanese tile track, and it is a very nice track from what I've seen in the pictures. I haven't talked to the guys yet. I know them, but I don't know them. I think I've seen them over at Slush and stuff. But yeah, these guys are really big into drifting. So if you guys want to get into drifting and stuff, I have my drift car up here. Let me move this aside real quick. My good old nitro buggy. Let me grab my drift car. This is one of 5 drift cars that I do have, yeah, they're pretty cool. I like them a lot. I got that Yokomo special ed, and then I got my RMXs, my MSTs, obviously. And yeah, if you guys are into drifting and stuff like that, they are pretty. Yeah, they're pretty fun. Oh my goodness, this thing is dusty. Let's go do some cleaning real quick. Let's do some super duper cleaning. A wipe down, and it's funny, I just did a video on cleaning your RC, and here I am. I got a dusty body right here, and these are brand new microphone. Oh my goodness, that red just pops. Oh my goodness. All right, you got some drift cars out there, the Rhinos. You got some, I'll tell you right now, you got some drift cars that cost more than some of these high-end race cars, i.e. your 1/8 scale buggies or your touring cars. Some of these drift cars, they go above and beyond some of the financing, or I wouldn't say financing, some of the budget. I'm talking to where the ground effects, they are multi-piece ground effect kit for your wide body, the wings being pure carbon fiber, the swan tail. Obviously, like I said, this is a RTR RMX 2.0, and yeah, that's pretty much it right there. She's just ready to roll. But golly, I've never driven this. Still bone stock, and dang, I lost one of my body mounts right there, so I got to reconnect that. But yeah, a magnetic body and stuff. And I'll tell you what, they have changed from this. This used to be one of the main chassis to get, and now they're so advanced now, and it's crazy. These wheels that I got on here, these are adjustable. You can adjust the offset, so you slide off the wheel, and they got slots you can slide it into and stuff, and you can definitely see the angle on that, which is crazy. Yeah, really crazy on the angle. If you see it, how that is ridiculous. So again, it's pretty cool watching these guys go around the track and stuff like that. I'm always yearning for speed. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind drifting and stuff. Actually, that helps you learn control a lot. Granted, that you do have a gyro on there, but it helps you learn control and driving side by side. So drifting will be a good tool for driver etiquette, if that makes any sense. Staying next to that person without crashing into them. And then on different parts of the track, because your depth perception plays with you as well too. So yeah, help you. It'd be a good training aid for those that like to race and stuff. And then it actually helps you control your throttle and brake and stuff. And that was one thing my brother and I were talking about today was, you know, with his truggy and stuff, and he just got into 8 scale. Driving 8 scale, not racing, but driving 8 scale. I put him behind my truggy, and it was so natural for him. And we were talking about that today. It's because he paints, so you have to have that trigger control when painting and stuff. And he had that. He had that very well. He did better than I did driving into when I first started into 8 scale racing. I was just like, because I was so disciplined with carpet and 10 scale that all that went out the door. Everything that I learned from 10 scale went out the door driving 8 scale, because it was a totally different atmosphere. Yeah, it was just, everything was different. That is a very clean Supra. I like this a lot. All right. Like I said, drifting, they used to have little events over there at Slush Motorsports. Somebody used to set up a drift track up inside the Bay areas where we display at. And but yeah, you got Opposition RC. Go ahead, check them out. I think there is a mini 124 scale drift track over at the Chapel Hills Mall with their little micro crawlers and stuff. I think there is micro drifting as well over there, so you guys might want to check them out and put this bad boy back. It was good to dust it off a little bit. Tells you, I had this displayed over there at the arena when we had the store open, but man, I bought this while I was over. I bought this from Adrenaline RC. If you guys are familiar with Adrenaline RC, very huge into racing and stuff, and those guys are very cool. Talking and hanging out with them. They got a little drift track in their in-town Adrenaline RC, because there's 2 Adrenaline RC shops over there in Maryland. So yeah, which is actually pretty cool. But like I said, if you guys want to go practice tomorrow, Mini Z and stuff like that, yeah, practice will be going on tomorrow. Like I said, I got these bad boys all ready and dialed in. I took these with me to Guam to keep myself busy over there at the hotel. So, and I found myself hanging out over at Chronic's Hobby with Bert Monasala. They never got into Mini Z racing, but boy, when I showed them this, they were like, holy cow. But their little 124 drift cars are pretty much almost the same way, just skinnier chassis and stuff, and they're pretty big into that over there. So, you know, because they got small areas they can drift at. So, but other than that, Pikes Peak RC race news around the nation. I'm going to continue packing up, get ready for my flight. If I do make it out there for practice, it'll be cool to see you guys out there for some 128 scale practice. I won't be out there for racing, but I wish you guys the best of luck. Like I said, I hope I get to drive over there in Hawaii while I'm there with 1/8 scale racing, or with the 1/8 scale stuff, because I know that Saturday, I fly in Thursday, and then Friday will probably be my only day to do some test and tuning, and maybe early Saturday. And then they are tearing up the track and redoing the whole entire track. So we'll see what happens with there. So I'll touch bases with Benson when I get over there. Thanks to David Backer for getting me in touch with him. And that just creates for more networking with my travels of RC car racing. And then, and it was David Backer. He just got back from a long trip too. He spent his holidays over there in the Middle East and stuff. But I tell you what, talking to him with 8 scale racing and why he does what he does here in the Pacific, in the Asian area, I got a little bit of an understanding on that from him. So yeah, we were sharing ideas back and forth. Ideas going forward, moving forward in the future. With the sport that we're in and stuff. So yeah, we had a long conversation. We were on the phone for a while, but again, good talking with everybody that I have reached out to, and I hope to see you guys here in the near future, or maybe tomorrow. We will see. All right, I am Robbie with the Pikes Peak RC race news around the nation. We will see ya. All right, and if you guys don't already know, Corey is settling down in Florida. So again, if you guys talk to him or see him here messaging on the forum or on the page itself, tell him what's up. Happy New Year. We will see you guys. Take care.